Welcome to Maarifado, Ubuntu Maat Consciousness. Come and discover solid proof that Vietnam was once a melanin-dominant country, that there are reasons for the unending bloodshed in this part of the world. The indisputable proof left by our ancestors of their founding of these areas in the form of statues, architectural buildings, religion, and DNA tests. Come and let us find together the original race and first inhabitants in Vietnam and why this is very important. The title that we are sharing today is Black Vietnam. This is only part 1. There is solid proof that Vietnam, a Southeastern Asian country, was formerly one of the many black countries repeatedly invaded by Mongols and has gone through many shocking, brutal, genocidal wars, sometimes being overrun through planned massive migrations, and this is never broadcast on mainline media like CNN, BBC, ABC, nor any or many of the more than 3,000 television channels in China, let alone in Vietnam itself. Why? The reason is very clear. The indigenous people found in this country do not look like the current population. Race mixing, new people image. This is what you would find in Vietnam or Southeast Asia. Unlike in Hawaii, Australia, Indonesia, many Pacific islands, Fiji, Tonga, or even India, where some populations of native blacks still survive in Vietnam, they are new people, descendants of light-skinned Mongol invaders. To this must be added the almost ignored reality of French colonialism, which violently added to the gene pool. This makes it impossible to categorize Vietnam or any other Southeast Asian country as black or Afro, but easy to say Mongol. The final decisive annihilation of any remnants of the indigenous population may have occurred during the United States Chinese-Vietnam War. Who do you think was the target? Your guess will be simplified in this video. Too much bloodshed in Vietnam. Remember the American war in Vietnam. Who was targeted? Would it have been a black Vietnamese? Look at the Vietnamese plaque here showing French colonial brutality. Look at the face of the person who is being butchered or strangled or dipped into water. Look at the faces. These are Muntu, these are Bantus. French imperialism, 1848 to 1945, caused all this, caused mayhem. Unbeknown to millions, Vietnam suffered heavily under French colonialism, which lasted more than 6 decades. By the late 1880s, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia were all controlled by France and collectively referred to as Indochina. French Indochina. Again, the Americans went in and bombed the whole area with a chemical called Agent Orange, which causes a lot of damage, destruction to nature and to newly born people, babies. Look at the face here. Look at the nose. Look at that. Look at the deformities. Why? Why? Are melanin-dominant humans Bantus, Negroes, or black people indigenous in Vietnam? The emphatic answer, as you have already guessed or realized, is yes. Is it possible that these wars with shocking bloodbath in Vietnam was an act of genocide to exterminate the indigenous people? You couldn't say no, and you can't say no. Could there be a better reason? No better reason at all. Look, this is the civilization that we are discussing. The known and recorded history says around 3000 BCE, the Hong Bang dynasty begins, and around 1912, the Middle Hong Bang period begins, and broadcasting begins, and irrigation is introduced. These are the Hong Bang dynasty. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. These are Muntu. These are Bantus. Here's also a timeline here, chart of Vietnam, early kingdoms, which we have already discussed. Then 179 BCE, period of Chinese domination. almost 1,000. Then medieval feudal dynasty. The gene pool has already been Mongolized, if I might use that word. Then 1858 French colonization. Then Indochina War, 1945. Then Vietnam War, 1954, and up to today, when the country is trying to turn around, but the population is already different. Today, the indigenous population has vanished. The country is ruled by light-skinned Mongols, who themselves are, of course, mulattoes. Features are very clear. These are the Vietnamese rulers who look more Chinese than indigenous tribal men and tribal people. Look at that. Very, 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 very open. This is a representative of Black Vietnam. Black Vietnamese. Umuntu or Bantu. There was another kingdom which was known as Champa. The state of Champa, according to Chinese authorities, was founded in 137 AD. Champa is mentioned under the name Angadvipa by the Vayu Purana. This is the empire of Khmer Rouge, you remember? Cambodia. And this is Champa. And this is Hanoi, North Vietnam. The first Cham king was Shri Maran, identified as a Tamil ruler. The fact that a Pandyan king ruled Vietnam was missed by many historians deliberately. Translated into Tamil, it is Thiru Maran. Several Pandyan kings by these names are spoken of in inscriptions and Tamil Sangam literature. The oldest Sanskrit inscription discovered in Vietnam mentions the name Shri Maran. The inscription is known as the Vo Kangsh inscription. Champa built vast temples and complexes and buildings primarily dedicated to the Lord Shiva. Look at the Shiva here. He's a Muntu. Looks like any Muntu. And many of the structures were bombed and destroyed during the American Vietnam War by American bombers. This is very important. This is the forgotten Bantu Black Vietnam Champa Kingdom from 37 BCE well into the 19th century. It's very, very similar to Hamid and many other buildings like Mohenjo-Daro. There is the proof. The reason why there are unending wars, there have been unending wars of attrition in Vietnam. Vietnam, the civilization of the ancient Bantus, was known as Champa. Around 400 AD, Champa was united under the ruler of king called Badravaman. In about 446 AD, in retaliation for Champa raids on their coast, the Chinese invaded Champa, bringing down the Badravaran and placing the region under Chinese suzerainty. And these are the people. Look at them. They are not Asians. They are Bantus. They are melanin-dominant humans. By the late 8th century AD, the Champa were at war with either Java to the south, China to the north, or the Khmer in the west, sometimes more than one at a time. So that by the late 15th century AD, incessant wars had for all practical purposes wiped out the Champa kingdom. One by one, their provinces was annexed until finally Champa and its people were entirely absorbed into the current Mongol inhabitants in the 17th century AD, just about 400 years ago. These are the images that they left. Buddha head, kingdom of Champa, Vietnam, 1100s. Again, more Champa culture, maybe Hindu Lakshmi. There is Champa female date. Look at them. They are Bantus. Melanin dominant human beings. Champa, Shiva, melanin dominant human beings. If you show me any other people that look like this and they are not Bantus, I'll be stuffed. I'll be amazed and shocked. There, more of them. Champa, Vietnam. Look at the nose. Look at them. Champa, Vietnam. Again, look at them. Brahma, Vietnam. Look at that. Pure, clear, straightforward, melanin dominant people. These are Black Vietnamese. Look at them. Aspara, Champa, Vietnam, Black Vietnamese. Look, Shiva, Champa, Vietnam, Bantus, Black Vietnamese. There are no two ways about it. The true Bantus, these are the indigenous people of Vietnam, the original people in Vietnam, Champa, Vietnam. They look at them. They, again, it's quite clear, straightforward. These are Black Vietnamese, original Bantus, melanin dominant humans. You may call them Negro, you may call them Moors, you may call them Black, you may call them Afro, you may call them anything, but these are the original inhabitants of Vietnam. There again, Champa, Vietnam, look at them. Champa, Vietnam, look at them. Look at these people. These are the original inhabitants. There is more proof that Bantus are the indigenous original people of Vietnam. In this image shown, it was taken during the French hegemony. Look at this clearly. It's in Saigon. Look at, it's in prison. These are prisoners. Look at that. These are Bantus. Look at that. These are Bantus, and these are the French. These are the French. You see, these are the French, and they look between them, sell out Bantus. See that? But now when you go to the image or the picture that is brought about, look at the stamp. Look at the person here at the stamp. Is now going mulatto and is going towards the current population. But look, these are Bantus. Again, more proof that Vietnam ancestors were African comes from DNA. Modern proof of Black Vietnam is there, but it is not highly publicized for a reason. There is evidence to support the scientific hypothesis that people from Africa who settled in Southeast Asia millennia ago were ancestors of modern-day Vietnamese people, according to initial results of a years-long project to decode the Vietnamese genome. The project research on the Vietnamese genome was conducted by a team of scientists from the VINMEC Research Institute of Stem Cell and Gene Technology, a research arm of Vietnamese. These early settlers are believed to be the ancestors of modern-day Vietnamese people, according to data from VRISG. Genome research, contrary to a previous hypothesis that Vietnamese people trace their ancestry to the Han Chinese people of northern China. This is very, very critical. There is the proof. Genome Project finds evidence of Vietnamese people's roots in Africa. This was released on Wednesday, July 17, 2019, around 5:45. There it is. But you see, a group of young Vietnamese people are seen in this photo taken in Ho Chi Minh City. Now they don't look Bantu. They don't look Bantu. This reinforces the theory that Southeast Asia was founded. This is the author, this is the researcher of VINMEC reviewed all this. The website for this is given. Genome Project finds evidence of Vietnamese people's roots in Africa. This is the website. Please capture this and keep it for your record, because they are going to change the ancient history of Vietnam as they've been doing for years, to wipe out and to leave nothing that points to the original Bantus of Vietnam. In our conclusion, therefore, we want to ask, what are the big lessons here? The big lessons here is that we, the Bantus, melanin-dominant people, must unite for the sake of survival and start to practice the all that brings us together. We must know our real history and always take note of the dizzy heights where we have fallen from. If we do not learn history, if we do not support those that teach true history, those that represent true history, history is going to repeat itself if we fail to learn. Exactly like what's happening here. That these are the main reasons that we interpret today why there has been attack and destruction of indigenous societies all over the earth, to replace that society with these people with a new thinking, a new perception of history and themselves. Let's meet again for part 2 of Black Vietnam, where we will answer many more questions, where we will give more proof, more evidence, and indisputable evidence that Vietnam was indeed black. We are the original beings. We are the first, and we will probably be the last on this planet before dimensional change comes. It is time we put action, not continue with theory. If you want to put your hand on this way of life and on this fight, subscribe to our channel, Kamiti Buru Ethics, and send us an email on join@marifado.com. This preacher Rabbi Elem Dumizulu saying, till we meet again, let's remember to live the life of Black Vietnam, to remember the victims of our ancestors of Black Vietnam. Tatenda, Siabonga, Henkos, Edupe. Thank you.